Can we look up the definition of hype? We didn't say independent. We said hyper independent. Someone who's hyper independent doesn't allow you to provide for them.
Yeah,
you do. You can still bring flowers. You can still.
That's not provision.
You can still send money. You can still do those things.
Wait, somebody look up the definition.
Okay, so hyperindependence is an extreme trauma-based form of self-reliance where an individual strictly avoids depending on others.
Strictly avoid.
You don't have to depend on someone, but you can still.
Well, no. You have to listen to. She said strictly avoids.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they won't allow
and the second sentence says that it's rooted in the belief that asking for help is a weakness or unsafe. It acts as a survival mechanism.
Yeah, but the key word is depending on someone. You don't necessarily depend on someone for them to provide.
But if it's a trauma response, that means the simplest instance of that person not extremely providing, they look at it because it's hypersensitive. So they look at it as way more than it is. So that person can actually offer to buy you a stick of gum for $0.25, and you're like, no.
That's the thing, though. So with a provider, but someone who's hyper independent,
you think I don't got 25 cents?
Exactly.
In my opinion, if you are hyper independent and you know that your woman is hyper independent, you don't necessarily offer. You just do.
No, I think it goes back to what you just said. No, you just leave that relationship because it won't work.
That wasn't the question. Can a hyper independent woman date a provider? I think they can. Should they? Probably not. But it is possible because depending on someone is the.
But why would they probably not? I think that a hyper independent woman needs a provider.
Yeah, 100%.
Because being hyper independent isn't seen as a good thing.
Honestly. See, but that's the thing. When you talk about hyper independent versus a man that's a provider, you're talking about two characteristics that are the extreme left and extreme right of the spectrum. So you have a woman that doesn't want a man to do anything for her, and then you have a man who basically needs to do for the woman in order to feel like a man.
And he can
so that it'll never work.
I don't think it'll never. I think it'll
never work because
it'll be hard.
No, it'll never work because what you have to understand is what she denies him. He sees providing as his purpose. She sees not accepting provision as her purpose. It will never work because if he operates the way she wants him to, it's going to chip away at him. And if she operates the way he wants her to, it's going to chip away at her. It
doesn't mean it's not possible.
What you're saying. I just feel like since it's like a trauma response, I feel like having a provider in her life,
it may change.
Yeah, it may heal something in her.
That's a good point.
Maybe finally having someone around to have what she never had before.
I think it goes back to what we said before as far as communication, right? Where someone has to have the desire to understand. When you're talking about people with trauma responses, when you're talking about people with trauma who are operating in their trauma, someone doing something other than doesn't change them. They have to want to change.
Yeah.
So he can come in and he can want to provide and she can take it as threatening.
That person may meet a need, that they like literally desire. And so without them having to like focus on whatever that was, I think it may like create, it may plug that hole that the person is missing.
That's always a possibility. I'm not saying that there aren't possibilities where that man may help her heal. I'm just saying that in most cases, in those situations, that becomes a toxic situation. It becomes a situation where either she turns him into something toxic or he turns her into something even more toxic. In all honesty, because they're on the two opposite sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, but I feel like that's very true. But is it impossible for them to date?
No, nothing's impossible in life. Yeah, the probabilities.
No, I think it's probable. I think that you just both have to have.
Probable, but the probability is low.
That's it's low. Saying. Yeah, okay, that's fine.
I don't need you to buy me no gun, bitch. You dirty tennis ball head, bitch.
You're home, second floor. You hear somebody downstairs, or you wake.
Sorry.
Who are you? Are you waking up and going to take care of it, or are you waking up your husband or man to go take care of it?
Why would I wake up myself and go take care of it? What are you there for?
I agree with her.
What are you there for?
I don't agree with the "what are you there for," but I agree that that's not for her to do.
Of this home
that's for the man.
See what that noise is about.
Right. Because what? If I have to pull out a gun and you're still laying in bed, get out.
That's why. Can I get my perspective? I'm from Texas. We all got weapons in our house, right?
I'm from New York, so do we.
Wait,
I don't know how y'all niggas live up here.
Jersey does not, unfortunately.
So real talk,
you can do whatever you
my
want.
gun is very accessible. So I'm gonna snatch my shit like just automatically, and then I'm gonna wake you up, like, yo, I hear something's going on, and then I think you should go out and like figure some shit out. But at the end of the day, like, I got a weapon.
I'm gonna hold it down till you wake up.
No, I got a weapon.
Good luck down there.
No,
Good luck, Charlie.
no.
She gonna be behind you. She gonna hold you down just
like,
in
real
case.
talk, like, see, I think that's the difference because we come from different like
Areas.
societies. Yeah. Like real talk, I'm like I have my weapon. Real talk, like I sleep like a fucking rock, literally. And if I move in my sleep, my husband wakes up. So if anybody's gonna notice anything, it ain't gonna be me. I'm gonna sleep through the whole thing. But if I wake up, I'm gonna get my peace because it's literally accessible. It's right here. And I'm like, hey, something going on. You wake up.
Somebody wake me up and they already got
And then
a
I'm
gun
gonna
in
need
their
you,
hand.
and I'm gonna need you to like, I'm gonna need you to figure out what's going on in our house.
I'll be honest.
I don't care if it's like you gotta call the cops first or real talk. I don't think you should go outside. We're locked in our room. Like our room is like shit a third of the house.
I mean,
Like why are we doing it? Right. So we both need to stand at the door, ready to like let something off.
I mean,
I don't know about you, New York niggas. Like
I'll be honest. If my woman took it upon herself to go downstairs, like I'd be pissed off. I would be pissed.
it's probably because like you let that bucket stand there for too long.
Exactly. She didn't wanna wait 4 days.
First of all, that wouldn't happen. But I'm saying that if she took it upon, like that's not for her. That's just not for her to do. And the way that I would take it is, you really don't have no confidence in me. Like how do you see me as a man?
Maybe that's a New York.
What if
thing.
she couldn't get you up? What if you was dead
No,
asleep?
come on, she can't get me.
I'm gonna assume
Woman
that.
trying not to make too much noise and she pushing you, and you just
What am I dead?
I don't know. You're not getting up.
What am I
I'm
dead?
a man is a problem because I actually sleep like that.
And I sleep. Yeah, like I get up.
I don't like I sleep hard as a rock. Like you
get
literally
up.
cannot. I will sleep through a fucking concert.
That's crazy. No.
Because once again, I think that that's a whole part of the safe thing, and I don't think that that's the intentional safe thing, right? I think that's the innate, right? Your man carries himself in a certain way that you feel secure in his presence, and if your woman hears something downstairs and just off a reflex without even thinking about it, her first thought isn't waking you up. There's something wrong with the dynamic of y'all relationship. I'm sorry.
I feel like little things like fixing what I asked you to and when I asked you to do it builds that confidence.
I feel
Not
like
saying
you need to sit your ass down.
I'm sad already.
Call a pose,
But
like,
I feel like when you do little things like that and I ask you to do certain things in a certain amount of time and you do it, it
And I
builds
feel
that
like
confidence.
that's
I'm not
mani-
saying
I
that
feel like that's
because you
manipulation.
don't. I don't think it's manipulation. It's communication. I'm not saying that I'm going to then go downstairs because you didn't. But if you're saying
Definitely
that
not.
person lacks that confidence in you, it's probably because when I ask you to do stuff, you don't do it. So
I don't believe that. I don't believe
what
that.
do you believe?
Because I think there's a difference between innate reflex. I think
so waking up in the middle of the night because you hear something is innate?
no, I'm talking about your reflex as to what your action is. Whether your action is to wake up. I don't even think that that's something that you have to think about.
No, my
I
action
think
literally is
that's
to grab
reflex.
my shit.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's your reflex.
That's nature. I mean, I'm sorry, that's
Not
nurture.
necessarily.
No, that's nurture.
That's nurture. Exactly.
Yeah, it's nurture.
That's why I said that's your reflex. That's nurture. You understand? But many women, their first action is to wake their man up. And that's whether he's some bum ass nigga that ain't paying bills.
Anybody in Texas,
But
that
hold on.
that ain't happening.
But here where I'm coming from. A lot of women, their first reflex is to wake up that man, and that's whether he's a bum ass nigga that's not paying bills, whether he's some nigga that's just living under her roof and driving her car, and he contributes absolutely nothing. Most women's reflex is to wake up that man next to them.
I agree.
I agree. I think it is the reflex because one thing I'm not going to do is get up out of bed when I hear something downstairs. I don't care who I'm laying next to.
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
and you shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like your place in this world, and this is a lot of times we want to act as if these unspoken rules don't exist. Like, no, your place in this world doesn't call for that. Like, that's the reality of it.
World. I don't like the way that sounds. I hear what you're saying.
I know, I know you don't like the way it sounds, but it's the reality. When I say place, I don't mean that you're in this box. But what I'm saying is there are certain privileges that come with being you, just like there's certain privileges that come with being a man. You know what I mean?
My thing is though, right? Say like I wake you up and you hesitate, that's gonna give me the ick.
Oh, that's crazy. Hell yeah, that's going. Like, wait, what do you mean you heard the sound?
Can you go with me?
We don't got time.
Bro, get your motherfucking.
Okay, let's continue talking about women and man dynamics.
Life is a business. You have to choose the businesses that you are going to invest in. But when it comes to businesses, do you think that men and women can work together?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that.
I
Don't
think
leave
so.
me hanging.
Absolutely.
I think so.
Why, my question is, why wouldn't they be able to
I was
work
about to
together?
say, I never
some
even
people
really
are freaked out.
understood
I think-
why that was a question. I
That's
think
right.
that the better question is, can you work with someone that you're attracted to, or can you work with someone that is your romantic partner? Can you be business partners with your romantic partner?
I think
Yeah, you can.
I think
wouldn't wanna work with my
immature
partner.
men and women can't work together.
I wouldn't want to.
Right. But I think even your question as far as can you work with your partner, I think that comes down to maturity, right? Like if you're able to compartmentalize the relationship versus business and what takes place during the day at work doesn't trickle over to at home.
I think that's a maturity thing, because I feel like that's the same reason people don't like to work with family.
Yeah.
But I still,
That's a boundary issue.
But I still think that I think it's a maturity thing, because I think a grown adult, once again, is able to understand that, okay, look, we're at work. Our roles are different than they are when we're at home or when we leave here, right? Because if I work with my cousin and he's my superior, or if I work with my brother, I understand that that's not my brother at work. Like, that's my boss. You get where I'm coming from? And although he may not treat me the same as he would treat other employees, I cannot take it personal when he has to come down on me for the sake of the business.
I'm gonna say this: like, if I were, and I'm saying this from the perspective of like, I know, like, my mother and father-in-law, they work together. My father-in-law was the CEO. My mother-in-law was like director of whatever. Real talk, if it was me, couldn't do it. I'm bringing all the issues to work. Sorry.
See, but at least you're honest with yourself.
Oh yeah,
right?
no, but I think
who left those dishes in the sink before y'all came here?
No, Alan. You're not supposed to be talking, but like not in a closing.
Alan, this didn't work out for you.
Right. Not necessarily in a closing, but it's like we came to work. You didn't do what you're supposed to do at home, but you asking me to do something at work. My friend, like,
There's just a level.
I was like, that's not gonna work. Like, it's just, I mean, I understand. Like,
That's definitely not putting a boundary in. I'm talking more like if I had to reprimand you at work, right?
I'm not
you
worried
think
about
that we about to be talking at home? No, you're probably gonna be mad at me.
I'm not even talking about
And you're probably gonna have attitude.
No, you know. I
We're
mean,
probably not gonna watch Love Island
Me
together
personally,
tonight.
if I was in that situation, when we get home, I might be like, "Yo, you came down kind of hard on me today," and I might laugh at it. But I don't think that I would bring it home, because I understand that you're doing what's best for the business, right? Because that's the thing. When you're in,
What about best for the home?
what's best for the home? What's best for the home is for me to do things when I want to do it. God damn it!
And see, that's actually not.
That's a joke. Erin.
No. I get it, but real talk, like, I can see somebody feeling like that makes sense because I get it.
Let me just say this once again. I
get it.
I think there was a disconnect in when we were communicating, because once again, if you came to me with urgency, where look, the ceiling's about to come down, right? Then at the end of the day, I understand, okay, I need to stop whatever I'm doing and take care of this now. What I was speaking to is you saying, babe, there's a leak, right? I've assessed it. I go assess it, and it's like, oh, okay, look, I can fix this in a couple of days, right? I'm going to put a temporary fix. I'll put a bucket down. Look, you don't have to worry about it. I'll change the bucket every time it's full, but I'll take care of it. Like, I just have a couple of things to take care of. That's what I'm referring to. I'm not talking about where it's getting worse and it's getting worse and it's getting worse. Because,
That's not what I was talking
then
about.
that's irresponsible on my part.
That's not what I was talking about, though. What I'm saying is that, like, if we work together, it's going to be hard to, like, for me, for Erin Campbell, for me, it's going to be hard to have a disconnect between, like, requests at work and requests at my house. I
get it.
Because it's still it's between the same two parties.
But you know what? That's all I can expect of you, right? As long as you can be honest and transparent with yourself and say to me, babe, yeah, I can't do this. I can't be mad at you for not doing it, because you're basically saying, I know this is going to cause a problem between us. And by doing that, you're actually protecting what's important, which is us. So I can't be mad at that.
So saying you can't be business partners? That's what you're saying?
Yes. If you can't,
I don't think I could.
If you can't handle that, right? For instance, it's like Alan asked me and my partner to come. I said, hell no, that's not going to work.
She been up here,
but not together.
I'm not going to be able to, like, distinguish between the shit that you left at the house and, like, the stuff that has that.
And just
because really,
it's not.
Because what we're gonna say is, like, one is more important than the other.
being self-aware.
But it's not crazy, and that's the most that you can ask of your partner. You can't be mad at your partner if they're transparent and go, "I'm not capable of this."
Yeah.
Right? You have to be able to respect it and go, "You know what, babe? I get it. Cool."
But what if you told her?
That's fair, but
what if you said to her, "I know you're not capable of this."
No, that's crazy.
Then that's why we're not doing it.
Oh,
I think you got to deal with that. You just got to deal with that.
That
You just got to deal with
something that you would say, but you know that would piss your girl off.
I feel like you would have to have something happen and then point it out that this is why you can't do this. You can't just be like, oh, I know you can't do that.
That also speaks to leadership, though. Like, because if I'm trying to lead us to greatness and I'm saying, hey, I know you cannot handle this, why are you coming at me? Because I'm still in your team.
Because a part of leadership is empathy. So allowing your partner to see why you can't do this instead of just telling them you can't do this is part of being a leader. You can't just put your foot down on certain things.
Yes, she can.
Right. She's going to try to prove it to you.
But I would use, like, specific.
At the expense of what, though? Yes, you can, at the expense of what? Our long car ride home, our not speaking when we get home, because
there's going to be rough patches in a relationship. Everything's not going to be peaches and cream. You can have a rough patch to then prove a point. You don't have to have everything be peaches and cream. Regardless, the car ride is going to be home if you're telling your partner, if nothing happened, that you can't do this. It's going to be a long car ride home if something happens at work and she comes home and is mad at you.
What if it's
so choose your long car ride home.
What if it's for the
both are in their best interest? One makes more sense than the other.
No one partner is the owner of the throne when it comes to best interest.
Right.
You know, listen, I went somewhere a couple of weeks ago, and a friend of mine was like, yo, how come you didn't bring? I said, because she can't come to something like this with me. Right. And I said this to her a couple of days later, and she was like, why would you think that? I said, because it's a reality. And, you know, she got a little pissed, and I said, don't get offended. It's not a jab.
Why y'all be wording stuff like that, though?
It's the reality.
Oh, really?
Wording stuff like that.
Really?
Because I'm a Sagittarius and I'm very direct.
Oh my God, we talk about star signs, but you would just talk about reality. Your star signs mean absolutely nothing. Why we're talking about reality? We're talking about what's actually happening in real life. Your star signs have absolutely nothing to do with it. So let's leave that out of it. But did you explain to her why you felt as though she couldn't go to that, or you just say it's reality?
I didn't explain to her. You know what? Wait, hold on. You know what I said to her? I said, I would hope that you understand that with my leadership, sometimes you may not understand why I do things, but I'm always operating in our best interest. Now, listen, wait.
I'm waiting.
A couple of weeks prior, she likes me to go to her DJ events with her. She was DJing at the strip club, and she comes to me and she goes, look, I'm DJing at the strip club, but I don't want you coming, right? She said, I can't handle that, right? For you to be around. And guess what I said? I said, I don't know why you can't handle it. It's not like I'm going to do something, but babe, if that's how you feel, I respect it.
She gave you an explanation. You see the difference?
Beforehand.
No, wait. Let me finish.
You can finish.
She told him beforehand.
And I said to her, and the same way that although I knew that I could handle myself, it made you uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So therefore, I respect it is the same way. If I tell you, sometimes you may not understand, but there has to be that trust that you're operating, that I'm operating in your best interest.
No, hold on now. Hold
I
on.
don't-
Wait,
and
sorry,
you know,
Rome.
the issue
You're
is-
not comparing similar situations.
You're not,
How
because
is that not
one, she
similar?
gave you an explanation. The other one, you just said this is reality.
what-
Why did you not
wait,
explain
what
to her
explanation was there?
that? Why did you not?
Before you said
Not even,
after.
not even that she let her know
What's the-
before. Even if she told him after, she gave him an
What
explanation.
was the explanation?
She said that she's uncomfortable with you being around a bunch of girls who are naked.
But I can also go, why are you uncomfortable? I'm not that type of guy.
Because you're a
I could
man.
actually, no, I,
And
yes.
again,
and guess
that's
what?
her
Because I'm a man, I could actually
But
get
doesn't the
offended by that
explanation-
because I can go, what type of man do you think I am?
But I think you're missing
Which
the
is what
point.
she would do.
You're missing the point. Her explanation could have been.
Mike know exactly what the fuck going on.
Exactly.
He ain't missing.
Because I'm just like, bro, this is the thing, right? She gave you an explanation. It don't matter if she said I'm uncomfortable because there's giraffes there. It don't matter what the explanation was. She gave you an explanation. You did not give her an explanation.
I did give
as to
an
what.
explanation.
So what was the explanation? That's what
The explanation.
So what are we doing here?
The explanation was all those women around. You're going to get insecure. You're going to tell me I'm looking at this one. I'm looking at that one. And then she took it one step further. Oh, so what are you saying? Any place you go, that women around, you're not going to take me? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm telling you is I know how this would turn out. And I don't think that that's what's best for us.
And that's
guess
all I'm
what?
asking.
And guess what? Sometimes when I make a decision, you may understand. And sometimes you may not, but I have to make the executive decision. It is
as long as you're giving an
Can
explanation,
you run the
that's
reason
all I
There's
ask.
going to be women there.
It's gonna listen.
That
No.
was-
I
that
missed
was
the
her
second
reason.
line.
That was her reason.
No. He said that was his reason.
No,
That's
that was
literally what he
his
just
reason.
said.
The reason was because there was a million women out there, and this is from experience.
Then why not show her that
this
you're not
is-
the type of
Hold on,
person?
hold on.
And
instead
this
of
is
including her?
because
Wait, because whoa.
Hold on. Let him
Show
finish.
her.
I've shown her a million times.
So you want a life of proving?
Then why stay with someone that you have to continue
Oh
to
my
prove
God.
something to on a daily basis? That's now a personal
You see, what
choice.
you're doing is exactly what I don't want to do with her, and which is why I go, look, whether you understand or what you don't, this is what's happening. That's it. I'm not going back and forth with you. Like,
And what you're saying, this whole life of proving, you need to be in a long-term relationship.
I have been.
Okay, fine. Then. When you get into another long-term relationship
Right,
that you actually like the man,
I do.
right? You aren't
Continue,
going
though.
to get your way all the time. I hope you
I
understand.
know. I'm very much aware. What me not getting my way, and then you not having discernment to not date someone who you consistently have to prove your loyalty to are two different things.
no, who said consistently?
You just said that you don't take her to places with a bunch of women because she thinks that you're going to do stuff.
First and foremost, no, that's not true because we go places
you
all the
hear?
time. You,
I didn't hear anything. I wanted him to finish the
You have to understand that there are nuances, right? You're with someone for a certain amount of time. You get to know that person. And there are just certain nuances where there are places, although to people from afar or outside the relationship, they may not get it. Like, how come you could take her to this, but you can't take her to that? But you know this person. And there are just certain nuances where you're, okay, I already know. This situation is going to set her off. This one isn't. You're not going to understand it because, once again, you're looking at it from an outside perspective. I'm within this to really understand the storm. Sometimes it's drizzling. Sometimes it's pouring. Both are rain. Like,
how wet you want to get. Basically.
exactly.
I personally look, your relationship is your relationship, right? You're happy. What you do is what you do. That's perfectly fine. I personally would not be in a relationship with someone that I feel like I can't take everywhere because that's my partner.
Are you gonna be able to sacrifice anything in your relationship, or what are you willing to sacrifice in your relationship?
That's a
How about
good
that?
question.
Ooh.
Depends on I don't know. It depends on the person.
Because you're definitely not going to find someone that checks off all the boxes. That's not reality.
How about outside of the person? What are you willing to sacrifice?
What do I have to sacrifice?
There you go.
Tell me what I have to sacrifice.
I
I
don't.
was about to say you want her
What are
to
we
answer that
sacrificing?
right off her head
I-
right
No,
now.
He's
Like,
saying,
that's the
what
random,
are you willing to sacrifice?
What am I sacrificing? What
You're
is there
setting
to
her up
sacrifice?
right now.
Because
I'm
everyone,
asking
listen. The things you aren't willing to
I don't
sacrifice.
do long-distance relationships.
Hold on. The things
I
you
don't.
aren't willing to sacrifice are called deal breakers. Everyone has deal breakers.
Yeah.
So what are the things you're willing to sacrifice? What are the things that aren't your deal breakers?
I don't know why this is such a difficult question.
I don't know either.
I'm asking you to answer my question. What are things? Because he said long distance relationships. I don't do long distance relationships. Okay, so now what? What's next?
So, what are the things about yourself, right,
Mm-hmm.
that you are dead fast on, or steadfast or dead fast?
Steadfast.
Steadfast
Let's go
on,
with
right?
dead
Steadfast.
Dead fast.
New word, dead fast.
Seem most serious.
That you are steadfast on. I'm not going to budge. I'm not going to do this. But
Deal breakers.
really, you might have to. You might have to give up a certain amount of things.
I just don't know anything about myself that would be a deal breaker in a relationship. I know myself very well, actually.
See, that's a problem now.
Well, I'm
there.
I feel like I'm a very well-rounded individual. Now, if my partner comes to me with an issue of something that I'm doing, we could talk about that for sure. But I don't think there's anything within me that I feel like I would have to sacrifice for a relationship. I feel like I'm very well-rounded, a very good person. I'm a great partner.
With that being said, you feel you were going to be 100% yourself in each relationship that you
with no compromise.
100%. I'm not saying no compromise. Maybe I compromise.
Well, that means you can't be 100% yourself if there's a compromise.
The compromise wouldn't be so detrimental that I would be changing myself.
Forget the detrimental. What is the compromise?
I don't know. It depends on the person. Right. Every situation. Right. Every situation, every relationship is different. Right. That makes no sense. There's so many different kinds of people.
Well, I'm just telling you that any relationship that you enter with someone, right? 5-10 years into that relationship, that person is going to grow. That person is going to change, hopefully for the better. Mm-hmm. You understand? So the truth is, yes, there are things that you may say, this person isn't truly 100% where I want them to be on this, but I'm going to invest into this relationship and hopefully they'll grow to that point. They may or they may not, because
I'm not going on hope.
Every relationship is a gamble. I'm sorry. There is no
but then there's the choice to then leave it.
So how are you not going on hope if every relationship is a gamble? I don't understand.
Every relationship is a gamble. You go into it being yourself. They come into it being themselves. You guys grow, and then you communicate things that bother you. And if you cannot come to a conclusion, then you leave the relationship. People act like relationships are permanent. They're not. You can leave them.
No, I'm not.
People have attachment issues, and you don't know when to leave because you've been investing so much time and money into them.
What I'm saying
you feel like you have to stay.
If you can agree that every relationship is a gamble, then there is an element of hope. Right, because it's a gamble. You
don't have to have help when you have communication.
I'm hoping this works. There is no guarantee. Look, everybody that walks into a casino, there is an element of hope.
I'm not
anything that isn't a guarantee. There is an element of hope. So you cannot say I'm not hoping anything if you're in a situation that isn't a guarantee.
Nothing's a guarantee, but you don't also have to. I think you're missing the point. You don't have to stay when things don't go.
When did I say you had to stay?
Because people act like when you get into a relationship because it's a gamble and they change, that now you have to change with them and sacrifice parts of yourself that you are not comfortable with.
When was this ever said?
You just said when you go into a relationship, people are going to change, and then you're going to have to invest into that relationship.
No, I said people are going to grow. I said the starting point.
Hopefully for the better.
Yes, hopefully That's reality.
Yes, and then when it doesn't go for the better, you don't just change with them, you leave.
No, you make the decision whether you leave, yes.
You should leave. Simple as that.
Yes. Listen,
you cold-blooded.
I can't, once again, I can only, right now, I'm speaking for everyone as a whole, right? I'm not even,
do that,
yes,
though.
I can speak for myself and say I would leave, right? Mm-hmm. But once again, if I'm speaking as a whole, I can say some people leave, some people don't.
And I'm saying, just because you can't, that's not the case. Exactly. They don't and they should. What you don't do, what you should do are two different things.
Because some people will say, no, you need to fight for your relationship.
No, what are we fighting for? There's other people out here. You're stressing yourself out for no reason. That's the problem
with today's generation.
It's not a problem.
You heard it.
People are dying early from diseases because you done stressed yourself out to be with this person who don't respect you.
That's extreme.
You don't have to do that.
Wrong.
Stress
is a disease. Yes, you're stressing yourself out to be with someone who is stressing you out. Leave. Choose peace. There's other people out here. You can find someone else. I promise. There's 8 billion people on this planet. Go outside.
You're telling my 49-year-old ass like I don't know.
You're not dead. You wake up every morning. You're not dead. You have another chance to make another decision. Yes, go outside.
Like I don't know this.
But you just said 49 like that was a deciding factor. You're perfectly fine. You're perfectly healthy. Are you not?
And I never said I.
So why'd you bring up your age?
That's not the way life works, young lady.